Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones too late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. Right now, the world is turning and burning. A lot of crazy stuff going on. In fact, there's so much stuff happening that I literally am just going to do, multiple podcasts during parts of the day to kind of talk about different things happening in different parts of the country. As you know, obviously in Minneapolis, you've got the chaos around the death of George Floyd, who was choked and killed by the police on video. And that's kind of set off a lot of energy all around the country. And also in my home city of Louisville, Kentucky, you had 7 people shot last night over the situation with Breonna Taylor. And I think that that's important to keep in the forefront. Not just, obviously I have my little bit of bias because I'm from the Ville, and my father actually was on the police department years ago. And so I'm going to have some conversations with him to understand what's going on with the department, because they have changed. Something has changed with the Louisville Police Department. And so anyway, I wanted to play a video that I want you guys to see from the family of Breonna Taylor, basically asking people to be calm and to settle down and things like that. So you can watch the video right here.
Louisville, thank you so much for saying Breonna's name tonight. We are not going to stop until we get justice. But we should stop tonight before people get hurt. Please go home, be safe, and be ready to keep fighting. We appreciate you more than you know it. Please say her name. We will get justice for Breonna. Thank you.
Okay, so you guys just saw this video of Breonna Taylor's, I think maybe her sister. I got to go double check that. But either way, though, it's from the family, and they're asking people, to be safe and be peaceful and things like that. And I think that that's fine for them to say that. They have a right to have their opinion. But I think one of the mistakes that that police make and that authorities make is they make the mistake of thinking that, responses like this, violence, riots, whatever you want to call it, that it's all about one person. That's all about one person and one person and their family, and they have the ultimate say, or that Negro leadership can be pulled in to calm down the masses. The reason that does not work is because people are not protesting and rioting over the death of Breonna Taylor just because of Breonna Taylor. They love her, her life was valuable, but this is deeper than just Breonna Taylor. This is about, hundreds and hundreds of instances where black people have been mistreated and assaulted and disrespected and killed by the police and things like that. This is about decades, if not centuries, of racial mistreatment toward black people from the police. This is about failed systems and protocols where you somehow think it's okay to put your knee in a black man's neck or to go into a black family's house shooting the place up and tearing everything apart. I had a friend who grew up in Kansas City, and she talked about how her grandmother's house happened to be across the street from a crack house. So because it was near a crack house, the police would always raid her grandmother's house without knowing that it was the wrong house. And they did this 2 or 3 times. And every time they raided the house, they would come in with the battering rams. They would pull guns out on the children. Everybody would be forced to lay on the ground, scared to death, thinking that they might get shot. All the furniture would be flipped over, cut open, beds just, knives in the beds, cutting the bed open, and the house just totally ramsacked. And then when they realized it was the wrong house, they would say, "Oh, sorry, our mistake." And then they would just go on about their lives. They didn't give any compensation. They didn't, make sure they didn't make the mistake again, because they did it multiple times. The children are still traumatized to this day. And that's the kind of thing that you see when you have this militarization of the police and this sort of weaponized policing that is designed pretty much for black people. If you go watch the video interview I did with Dr. Claude Anderson, a history expert, he talks about the history of police. and where the patty rollers came from, and how they were the first police departments were designed to control and manage black people. And then you put these crazy weapons in their hands and these militarized systems. The police are not here to protect and serve everybody. The police are here to protect the rich from the poor, the white from the black. And until you deal with that fundamental issue, you're going to have a problem. Until you deal with the fact that you have black neighborhoods where white cops come from the suburbs and they come policing black neighborhoods and killing up people, and then they go back home to the suburbs, you're going to have that problem. Until you accept the idea that you don't have black people, you don't have black cops going to white neighborhoods and tearing down, white people and busting through their houses and all that. You don't even have that in poor white neighborhoods. So until you address that disparity, you're going to have this problem. Until you address the fact that black people want to police their own neighborhoods. Cops in a neighborhood, you could solve a lot of these problems by making one rule, that cops in a community must live in that community. If you have cops from that community living in that community, then they're going to think twice about what they do in that community. They're not going to just come in like an occupying force, sucking up the tax dollars, mistreating people, and doing all these other things, and then thinking they can just go home and be safe. No, I personally thought it was great that they found the name and the address of that cop that killed George Floyd. I think that seeing real consequences for your behavior is a fundamental part of life, and I don't have any problem with anything I'm seeing as far as the reaction. I don't care. Honestly, when I see these little apologies, or not apologies, but these little calls for calm and peace and all that, I'm kind of like, well, you should be saying that to the people who started this in the first place. The police started this in the first place. The police are the ones showing up with weapons. The police are the ones out here committing murder. The police are the ones out here messing with people, fucking with people who ain't did shit to them. George Floyd, even if George Floyd was guilty of anything, he basically allegedly used a fake $20 bill. How is that really gonna hurt somebody? You got people on Wall Street robbing the country blind, stealing billions of dollars every day, and you're really going out thinking you can murder people, put your knee in their neck over fake $20 bills, when you got people on Wall Street that you would never touch who are stealing billions of dollars from the government. I think that fundamental disparity is something America better deal with. If they don't deal with it, then people going to deal with them. I think people are tired. I think people are going to start doing things that you don't expect, that you don't want to see. And right now, America is becoming a shithole. America is a mess right now. We got the pandemic. First you have the pandemic and all that going on, and in the middle of that, you have riots and social unrest, which is already actually a natural outpouring of a pandemic. Whenever you have something like this, the next step is the social unrest after the economy collapses. So you have the viral pandemic, the economic meltdown, and significant social unrest. That's like a 1, 2, 3 step formula. That's like, if you know basketball, that's like John Stockton passing the pick and roll to Karl Malone. Like the sequence of events that's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. So that's my 2 cents on it. That's what I'm saying. I would say if anybody in Louisville is watching this video, I'm really proud of my city. I'm really proud. I think that standing up, think about this. Everything you've been doing to this point has not been working. So why not try something different? So, I really think anybody who's saying automatically, let's just be peaceful. Well, the problem is I'm not going to advocate anything that I'm not going to advocate anything. Just the same way I like for people to make their own decisions, but just be real. Like, what you've been doing so far has not worked because they're still killing you. And until they stop doing that, then it's going to get worse and worse and continue to escalate. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And also, in the middle of this, we're still moving forward with our agenda to build an economic base in the black community. Economic bases are extremely important for your ability to influence the politics in your community, the policing in your community, the education in your community. So we're doing a black stock market challenge starting June 1st. It's totally free. It'll give you a 5-day sequence of very short trainings you can watch that will help you move forward and take a step up in your investment journey. So it's being sponsored by the Black Business School. We're all here for you 100%. So if you'd like to join the Black Stock Market Challenge for free, you can go to theblackstockmarketchallenge.com. THE, that's theblackstockmarketchallenge.com. Hit the thumbs up button before you go. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to co-sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr Boyce TV. Here we are.